show. Now bust it open, let me see you get loose. It's going down for real.
Going down for real. It is going down for real. And happy Friday to you. Hopefully it's Friday wherever you are. And we are excited to be bringing you this action live in room 610 as we get going, continuing on the score with some outstanding athletes and just getting to know our Delaware community a little bit better. Definitely someone that knows this Delaware community inside and out. A longtime legacy, longtime family member, and somebody that has definitely had his hands all over our campus as far as our future is concerned as a student and as a leader on our campus. And without further ado, I'm going to bring in Alexander Moloo. Alexander, how are you?
Good, Coach. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm excited to have you, get to know you a little bit better. You're such a rock star. I don't think that we've ever had an opportunity to talk before this. So a chance to get to meet the famous Alexander, it's quite a deal for me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So as we said, Alex has definitely been Alexander's been a major contributor onto our campus, both in water polo and baseball, but also in other ways. Just talk about your sports experience over the last 4 years and some of the memories you've made.
Yeah, so I played water polo all 4 years of high school, and then I played baseball my first 2 years, and then I decided not to continue my junior year because I had been playing for over 10 plus years year round, and I was just feeling a little burnt out and needed a break from the sport.
Yeah, no, and that definitely happens. I mean, water polo is such a cool sport, but not a whole lot of people know about it just because they don't get out to a match to see it. But, I mean, it's quite literally war under the water. Tell us about that experience.
Absolutely. It's definitely not one of the most well-known sports, but it's probably some of the best fun I've had playing a sport just because of the physical part and the mental. It's just a blast all around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those 8-minute quarters must seem like they go forever when you're swimming around during it.
Yeah, sometimes when there's no goals being scored and you're just counting in and out, it can feel like forever.
Yeah, no, and as simple as it may seem to, well, what is it? It's a ball and you're swimming with it. It takes a major technique because at least in all the matches that I've seen, you're actually kind of dribbling, as it were, with your forearms, correct?
Yeah, so you're using your legs to definitely tread, and then sometimes if you don't have the ball, you can use your arms, but most of the times it's really just your legs.
Right on. So yeah, I mean it's definitely as it were, it's one of those things. It's kind of like a duck on water. Most of the action that we see as fans is relegated to the top of the surface, but there's a lot of grabbing and gamesmanship going on underneath the water, isn't there, Alexander?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of elbows, punches, kicking under the water for sure, and after a while you just get used to it, and it's just one of those things, a part of the sport.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, no, definitely some physicality. If people think this is a non-contact sport, they are not watching enough water polo, that's for sure. So actually, you were great enough to get us a film clip. So tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Yeah, so it looks like it's against Wood Creek at Wood Creek. And this was just one of our games from last season. And I play set, so I'm in the middle. And I locked onto my guy and turned him. And then it looks like we got Ben with the ball, and he's going to pass it in.
Sweet. So let's take a look. I mean, the guy's draped all over you. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive. You're almost shooting blind there and hoping that it's heading towards the net. Did you ever really were there ever those moments where you're like, all right, I'm going to throw this thing because I think I'm heading in the right direction, but I can't tell because I'm being shoved underwater or my eye being poked out?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes when you're getting double teamed or sometimes even triple teamed, you really just have to remember where the goal is and just get out of the water and rip that thing as hard as you can and just hope for the best sometimes.
That's awesome, man. Well, very, very cool. Of the two sports, I know you talked about playing baseball for a very, very long time. Which one was your favorite?
I feel like there's such different sports. Water polo is, so much more physical than baseball is really. It really just depends. I love baseball for the mental challenge that it is. I caught and pitched and play first. So those were very mentally challenging positions where it was constant mind games. So
Yeah.
to say which one's my favorite, I can't choose one.
Right on. That's a very diplomatic answer. We're going to get to your diplomacy and political background in a little bit, but that was a very, very well-grounded answer there, sir. What is your favorite sport to watch?
I'll watch any sport. I love watching, obviously the big three: baseball, basketball, football. And then I also, when the Olympics roll around, I'll watch some water polo. And then I also like watching Formula One. I'll watch any sport, to be honest. I love all sports.
Right on. So, yeah, have you been like me? Because I'm a huge sports fanatic as well, and watching cornhole right now is basically what's getting me through not having sports on TV. So
Yeah,
I've been taking a lot of national cornhole competition.
I was just watching that last night, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Who would you like to thank most for your sports experiences?
Definitely my mom. I mean, she was always there. It's to this day, it still blows my mind how she was able to drive me and my brother and my sister to everything we needed. It's just, she's such a wonderful person. Everything I am, I owe directly to her.
It's a great answer, especially in lieu of last week being Mother's Day. Did you take care of her on Mother's Day?
Yeah, we had, I got her some flowers and present, made some breakfast and dinner. It was a nice day for her. She enjoyed it.
Of course you took care of everything. I wouldn't expect anything less from you. Well done, sir. Were there any teammates in particular that kind of stood out to you in your sports experience? I know you talked about water polo a second ago, but any teammates that you really got to know and got close with over the years?
Yeah, I mean, on the water polo team, Nick O'Shea and Ethan McLeod, Davis Shaw, and Ryan Verdal. I got to know those guys pretty well, and they're still to this day some of my best friends. So I just appreciate them so much.
That's outstanding, man. And before we transition into this next part, I got to ask you: is there one match in particular that you could, if you could replay it, you'd replay it?
Oh yeah, for sure. So this past season for water polo, our team was the first in I think around 10 years to make sections, and we won our first game in the tournament. And then our second game, we went up against the number 1 seed Bella Vista. And going into that game, we knew if we beat Bella Vista, we'd be pretty well off to finish out the tournament up top. And unfortunately, we lost that game. But I'd do anything to go back and play that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I know that sometimes it's a little hard to go back to those games that we came up a little short on, but definitely some great memories for you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of transitioning into this picture, you threw in a picture of you skiing. Is that something that you love doing?
Oh yeah, skiing's probably my number one hobby. When I'm done with the sports season, I just love to get up there. I like to go with my brother and my sister and my brother especially. It's just a blast up there. I love it.
Right on. Do you have a particular mountain that's your favorite?
Yeah, I pretty much ski at Squaw only. It's just my favorite mountain by far.
Solid. And I mean, we're talking about skiing, and this speaks to my heart as a water skier. I also ski when I did do snow skiing. Never got onto a snowboard. I mean, why ski versus snowboard? I'm sure your friends have asked you that.
Yeah, I get asked that a bunch. I don't know. I prefer it. I think it's a lot more comfortable to me, just familiar. And I grew up skiing, and I really have no intentions of switching over to snowboarding.
That's the exact same way that I feel. Everybody forever has asked me, well, why don't you wakeboard? Why don't you wakeboard? I'm like, I can wakeboard anytime I want to, but to me, the challenge of skiing is just way more intense than hopping on a board. It is what it is. And speaking of intense tasks, talk about these pictures that are over here to the left. You also served Del Oro's community in a major position. Talk about that position.
Yeah, so up top there, that's myself and then the three other student board members from Placer, Colfax, and Forest Hill. We all serve on the board of trustees up in Auburn. Where basically they just task us with gathering information from the students of how they feel about certain issues, and then it's our job to report back at board meetings on those issues.
Well, that's cool. So I mean, so you're basically the voice of the student body at Del Oro.
In some aspects, yeah, concerning different issues, yeah.
Right on, man. And how did you come about that?
So I came across the application for the position back in I think it was January, February of my junior year, and it's something I was interested in. I just enjoy that kind of stuff, so I applied for it and interviewed with the board, and I got the position.
Well, that's fantastic, man. And so much so, I believe that the bottom picture down below was you being recognized for community service, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, so that was an award I received from the counselors nominated me to receive that, and then the award was given by the Daughters of the American Revolution.
Wow, that's pretty darn impressive, man. And obviously something that'll look well on your resume as you move forward. Speaking of moving forward, what are your plans for next year?
So as of right now, I'm enrolled at University of Nevada, Reno. However, I'm still on UC Davis's waitlist. So if I get into Davis, I'll most likely attend UC Davis in the fall.
Right on. Well, I'm rooting for you to be an Aggie. I know there's a long legacy there, and I think you would do well in blue and gold, and I think that blue and gold would be lucky to have you. So wherever your college takes you, I know that you're definitely going to have some success along the way. So um, I'm sure when all of this gets you a little clearer vision, you'll be able to make that decision and make the best of it for sure. Before we move on to kind of our last segment, a couple things we want to get to know a little bit more about the man behind the man. What is your favorite season? Fall, spring, winter, or summer?
Winter by far.
Okay. What restaurant are you going to now that we're getting to lift quarantine and we get to actually go out now?
My favorite restaurant's probably Costa Vida over in Roseville.
Okay, okay. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I got an older brother and sister.
Yeah, you mentioned that those were your skiing buddies, and
Yeah.
there I go, not paying attention, right? What is your go-to Corona snack right now?
Right now we got some watermelons and they're pretty good for early in the season. So I've been
Wow, yeah. No, apparently I missed that the watermelon shipment is in, because that is my jam for sure. Are you a singer in the shower?
Yeah.
Okay. Any particular jam or just whatever your heart content?
My favorite song is probably Jukebox Hero by Foreigner by far.
Okay, okay. Um, are you TikToking or the gram?
I've actually been holding out on downloading TikTok. All my friends and my brother has it, and he always tells me to get it, but I'm holding out as long as I can. So
That a boy, stay strong. You stay
Yeah.
strong, Alexander. It's you, me, and like four other people, but darn it, we will not bend. That a boy. If you could have two tickets to any event, which one would it be?
Ooh, I would probably say I would love to go to a World Series game. I just think the energy would be so fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Any particular team you'd like to see in that?
Definitely the Giants.
Okay, okay. All these Giants fans, you had 3 in 6 years, and I'm a miserable Mariners fan, so my team has never even been to the game. So that's what it is. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Favorite Disney movie? I like The Incredibles.
Solid
Yeah.
choice. Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh, Kate Upton.
You're good. That's solid. That is a solid answer right there. Um, if you could trade spots with a celebrity for a day, who you trading with?
Probably, I would say LeBron James.
Okay.
Just to be able to like have that whole just for one day though. I couldn't do it forever.
No, 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 for sure. Who's your favorite teacher at Del Oro?
Ooh, I don't know if I could give one, but probably my top three are Mrs. Fee, Mr. Castle, and then Mrs. Evans.
Solid, solid. And then what show are you binge watching right now?
My family and I just wrapped up Stranger Things. I know that's kind of old, but we had never seen it before, so
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
pretty good.
That's cool that you guys are watching as a family. You guys seem like you're very, very close.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on, right on. Well, now we're going to get into our last segment, which of course is Pick Six. For those of us, or for those people that have been along the way with us, you guys know how this works. I'm going to flash up 6 images under a category, and Alexander's going to have to pick one of those. He picks the one, and the rest go away. So, Alexander, you haven't seen any of these. Are you a little nervous?
Just a little.
All right, you'll be fine, I promise. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my ugly mug. That way everybody can see Alexander's as we get ready to play Pick Six. Here we go. Category 1, colleges. Cal, Stanford, UC Davis, Sac State, Chico State, or Sonoma State?
Definitely UC Davis.
There you go. School subjects, math, science, English, history, physical education, or culinary arts?
History.
Atta boy. Love that answer. Pick 6 foods, tacos, pizza, candy, fried chicken, cheeseburger, or salad?
Pizza.
Pick 6 holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and the 4th of July.
Probably Thanksgiving.
All right, all right. Pick 6 movies, Dora the Explorer, The Joker, Frozen 2, Avengers Endgame, Cats, or Charlie's Angels?
The Joker.
There you go. And pick 6 sports, MLB, NBA, NFL, MLS, NHL, or NCAA?
We'll go with NFL.
Nice. All right, and who is our next guest up on the score?
The next guest on the score is Natalie Tudor.
Awesome. Yes, Natalie, you've been selected to be our next guest on the score. Once again, Alexander, thank you so much for making some time to come talk with me. I really, really appreciated, getting this chance to get to know you a little better and figuring out some cool ways to get through this coronavirus, and wishing you the best of luck in all your endeavors next year.
Yeah, Coach, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So that's going to close this out on this episode of The Score. Once again, I appreciate everybody tuning in and giving some attention to these wonderful athletes along the way. I'm looking forward to our next edition talking to Natalie, and we're going to keep rolling right along. So once again, this is Coach Walter saying, be smart, be safe, take care of each other because we're better together. Pride matters, and as always, don't forget to check the score.